Gemini, welcome to Alchemy Ascension. This is a tarot love reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. We're going to see what's happening in your love life, and I'll be laying out a 9-card spread to look at the past, present, and future energy between you and your love interest, and we'll see what messages the universe has for you at the moment. Alright Gemini, so for your main spread here, we have the 3 of Wands that came out, the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, and that's the past energy. In the current energy, you have the Magician, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. And for the most likely outcome in the near future, you have the Page of Wands, the 6 of Swords, and the Chariot card. So you may be dealing with a Cancer, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get some clarifying cards on this, and then we'll go ahead and dive into your spread. Okay, Gemini, so what I'm seeing here is it looks like you're in a bit of a complicated situation in your love life. There's a lot of different energies coming into play here. And it's an interesting story, but what I'm reading from this, I'm picking up on, in the past year, you were involved with someone who either left you or left someone else in a very manipulative, deceitful, shady way. As we had the 7 of Swords come up here. And, you know, this is a card that speaks of somebody who's only out for their own interest at anyone else's expense. You know, they have no qualms about doing any number of low things that they can possibly get away with for their own benefit. For them, it's all about what they can get away with. You know, for some reason, whenever I see this card, I always think about that character that's often seen in movies, like scary movies or suspenseful movies, that you know, the character, you know, when there's like a villain or there's someone bad that's out to get everyone in a movie, and there'll be, like, for example, a really nice person or just like a really nice family that puts themselves in harm's way to help that person. Like, they'll take them in off the street because everyone's in danger, so, you know, they put themselves in danger to help this person. And then that's the character that you see in the movies that'll turn around behind their back and sell them out to the villain, you know, just so, you know, he can save his own life and skate away and throw everyone else under the bus. It's that kind of a cowardly, manipulative, deceitful, low vibe energy. That's what I always get from the 7 of Swords. So that's the kind of character you were dealing with in the past, and that was clarified here by the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, and the Chariot card. So you may have been dealing with a Cancer with the Chariot card, or this could just be speaking to the fact of, because the Chariot card is all about moving. A lot of times it's leaving a situation quickly, which is what the 7 of Swords speaks of as well. This is a person who's kind of like a thief in the night. You know, they're, you know, filling up their arms, just like the picture shows, making off with whatever they can, and just, you know, splitting without giving any notice or you know, closure or whatever the situation may call for, because they know that they did things in a really, really horrible way. So, you know, they're not going to stick around and, you know, face the, they're not going to own up to their actions and face it, you know. So that's the kind of energy that's coming up here. And what I feel the situation was is with the Knight of Wands, I feel that this person was in that kind of energy because they prided themselves as a kind of a player. The Knight of Wands can often be looked at as the player of the tarot, you know, but this is somebody who's who's really insecure, so they're always looking to kind of feed their ego by, seeing how many people they can rack up, and, the proverbial notches on the belt, so to speak, how many conquests they can line up, and that, boost their ego. So this is somebody who is in that vibe, and I get the feeling that either they left you, quickly like a thief in the night, or they left someone else to go to you. And that's what I was trying to figure out here when I was clarifying these cards. We have also, what came out here is the Three of Wands, and this is a card that talks about somebody who is in a state of anticipation. This is it's generally a positive card though, because this person knows that something positive is coming in for them, he's waiting for his ships to come in. This person knows, he's invested, he's worked hard, and he knows he's in a sense owed, the fruits of his labor, so to speak. So he's waiting for a return on his investment. And this Three of Wands, this person's here in a state of expectation in the past energy. And that was clarified by the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So someone here, what I'm feeling is that somebody was waiting very patiently. And I don't know if that was you, Gemini, the person that you were involved with. I mean, actually, I think it was definitely not that person, but it was either you or the person that they left. But I get the feeling that this was you. This is somebody, though, that was waiting patiently, and they had this really beautiful, solid offer, that was just sitting there on the table. These are absolutely gorgeous energies combined. The Two of Cups talks about a very deep love that's mutual between two people. This is often, this can be considered a soulmate card. It's a very deep and profound love that's mutual again. And with the Knight of Pentacles, this is somebody who is, very slow to take action. This is somebody who wants to do everything right as it should be. They take all the right steps, and they plan everything out to make sure that everything has the best chance possible at thriving and surviving. This is a very high vibe, ethical kind of person, and this is truly like one of the best love offers you can get. A lot of people don't like to see this card because this knight is so slow that it feels often like they've stopped altogether, like they're not making their way to you, like they're not even, coming. And so I wonder here if this is the state that you were left in, Gemini, after this person left you, or if that person left you, or if they left someone else and you were here waiting for them in this kind of energy, I'm not sure who was in this energy, but somebody was there. Somebody had a beautiful, beautiful offer of, deep love, and something that could really, lead to an amazing future together, something that would have been everlasting. This has so much potential with the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, unlike any other knight, the Knight of Pentacles has the most potential for a long-lasting future. I get the feeling, though, that this might have been you, Gemini, because, again, the Two of Cups speaks of a love that was shared between two, so it very much seems like this person that was in the Seven of Swords energy left someone else and went to you, and you were there waiting for them with this beautiful offer. And then in the past, we also had the Nine of Pentacles show up, which is another incredible energy. We had this beautiful grouping of cards that came up with the Nine of Pentacles. This is one of my favorite cards. This is a card that speaks about someone who is a very kind of a self-actualized person. You know, they're very content on their own. What's interesting here, though, that I have to point out, this is what makes this spread somewhat complex and interesting, is that we have that energy there. This grouping here is definitely speaking of a single energy. You know, this is what came out clarifying. The Nine of Pentacles is always someone who's single, and they're very much, you know, content and fulfilled on their own. This is not somebody who's out there sad and lonely. This is somebody who has a lot of options, and they are single because they want to be single. You know, they're very selective about who they're going to allow into their life and into their heart, because you know, they don't have to settle. They have plenty of attractive suitors out there. They just want somebody who's compatible, somebody who's going to enhance their happiness, somebody who is going to have the, you know, the qualities required that they can, you know, build on what the abundance that this person already has. You know, a lot of people will they'll settle into relationships pretending like they're in love, but they really just, you know, need to get their bills paid, or they just want regular sex or whatever it is. I mean, this person doesn't have to do that because they have plenty of suitors for casual sex without having to pretend like they're in love and get into a committed relationship. They're thriving on their own financially. They don't need anyone to pay their bills. So this is a very self-empowered energy. And what I love, you know, most about this card is I always see this as this phase that we all have to, you know, reach in life if we ever want to attain the Ten of Pentacles, which is the subsequent card that comes after the Nine of Pentacles, of course. And I feel that for a person to truly reach their Ten of Pentacles and to be able to sustain that energy with someone in a relationship, you have to first reach this level in life, you know, because you can't reach the Ten of Pentacles, which is a relationship card. You can't offer anybody that level of stability and love and abundance and security unless you already feel that on your own as a single individual, you know? So this is just an amazing card to come out. And what's even more beautiful is that was clarified by the Empress and the Nine of Cups. So the Empress, you know, this is amazing because this is the next, well, it's like 2 levels up from the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is kind of like a minor arcana version of the Empress. So the Empress is essentially all queens in one woman. You know, this is an energy that embodies all of the best qualities of all 4 queens from each suit. You know, so she has it all. She's very self-empowered, and she's very abundant and nurturing, you know. Now this can often be, you know, this is actually generally someone that is in a committed marriage or whatnot, but I don't see it that way because it's surrounded by 2 single cards. So this is the next best card of, you know, being single here, which is the Nine of Cups. This is the card of wish fulfillment. This is, you know, having everything that you want and being so happy. You know, you've got your heart's desire here, but again, it's a card of somebody being very happy and fulfilled on their own. So this is just an amazingly powerful, self-empowered combination of cards here. You don't see that very often. So what I'm trying to decipher here is, you know, if that in fact does mean maybe this person did leave you here and then you in turn worked on getting yourself into this energy, because there's somebody in the mix, somebody in this whole mix of this love story ended up single or was already single, but in a very elevated, empowered state. So what we have coming into the current energy is jumping right into the center of the spread. This is the main focal point of what's going on in this love situation. And here's where things get a little more complicated. So we had the Four of Pentacles come out. And the Four of Pentacles this is an energy of somebody who is holding on to something. They're not willing to let go of either. Generally in a love reading, they're holding on to a person, you know, and it doesn't have to be somebody who's actually with them. It could be, you know, the idea of somebody from their past that they're just not ready to let go of yet. It can also be somebody who's holding on to, you know, any other type of idea or finances. But in a love reading, I generally always see this as it's holding on to a person in one way or another. Or the other way to interpret it in a love reading is that this is somebody who's completely closed off emotionally. They're not opening up and expressing themselves. So this was clarified by two cards that speak about planning and having a decision to make. It was clarified by the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. So the main issue here happening in your love life, for whoever this is going to resonate with, Geminis, is somebody's being pulled in two different directions. And I really feel that that's either keeping them closed off emotionally, like they're not expressing that. And this could be you, Gemini, being pulled in two different directions, or the person you're dealing with. Or it's just that, you know, they're holding on to two people, you know, or one person that they should be letting go of, but they're not. Something to that effect is happening here, and it's what's, you know, all these issues are rotating around this central energy here. The Two of Swords speaks of somebody that has a decision to make, but they're being very resistant and stubborn to doing that. They're totally blocked off. This is somebody who is doing this willfully, though. You know, they have the option to rip off the blindfold and open their heart up. But this is a person who is refusing to see the truth in a situation. And whenever you see the Two of Swords, it generally, particularly in the traditional style images, there's always the moon in the background, which is symbolic of the emotions, you know, and, you know, subconscious, the intuition is a better way to put it. It's symbolic of emotions and intuition, which is what this person is blocking off, and that's why they're refusing to make a decision that needs to be made. So that was also followed up by the Two of Wands, which is telling me that, you know, deep in whether this is you, Gemini, or your person, somebody either already knows deep in their heart what it is that they want, or they're coming to realize that here in this present energy. Because the Two of Wands, the decision that has to be made here, you see he always has his hand on one of the wands. That indicates the Two of Wands is always depicted with, you know, the person in the image is always grabbing onto one of the wands, which is symbolic of already knowing what you want. So the choice here is how to go about getting that. You know, what actions are you going to take to attain your heart's desire? And so that is what's in motion right here at the center of this spread, which was two more cards actually came out clarifying that. So we also had the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So that's telling me that whoever's in that energy, and possibly both people involved, so it could be, you know, Gemini, that both you and your person, that situation that's taking place, it's causing, you know, this just immense anxiety, and it's robbing you of your peace of mind. Possibly both of you. I suspect, though, it's more the person that's needing to make this decision that's becoming more overwhelmed with the pressure of making that decision. And yeah, it's interfering with their sleep, and it's just kind of becoming all-consuming. They're not in a good place right now. And this was also, again, the Nine of Wands came up clarifying that, which speaks of somebody who is very guarded, someone who's been hurt too many times and is fearing being hurt again. You know, this could be another factor that's coming into play with the decision that either you're making, Gemini, or the person you're involved with. It could be that, you know, there's a fear of making that decision, you know, because it's going to end up getting you hurt. So, you know, you're very guarded. This is called, called the Wounded Warrior card as well. It's generally showing somebody who's looking really fearful, and they're wounded, you know, they're all bandaged up, battle weary, they've been hurt too many times in love, and they can't really afford to be hurt again. I think it's always interesting, though, in the Tarot Illuminati, it's quite a different, you know, look that this man has compared to the traditional Rider-Waite. This guy actually doesn't look afraid. He just looks like he's ready to brawl, you know. He's ready to he's guarded, you know, in that sense, you know, and more of he is not about to let anything unwanted happen to him, is the vibe that I get from this. So it's less of a fearful state and more of this determination to not have anything unwanted take place, you know, whatever fear that may be. And then in the current energy, we also have the Magician that came up here. The Magician came up, and that was clarified by the King of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So the Magician is a card of somebody that is really stepping into their full potential and abilities, in the sense of realizing that if they put all their focus and effort, you know, and gather all their resources, they can manifest whatever it is they want. This is somebody that has a very singular focus at the moment. There's something that they are intent in manifesting, and they're putting all their time, thoughts, energy, and effort into manifesting that in this current energy. So that could be you, Gemini, or the person that you're dealing with. But again, that was clarified by the Five of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And the Five of Cups this is a card that speaks about very deep, profound remorse and regret over something that's taken place. So it could be that someone is feeling very sad. You know, the Five of Cups, it speaks of love that was wasted. That's, you know, the central issue with this card. You see, it always shows 3 cups that are spilled and 2 that are always standing behind the person. So it's symbolic of this person reflecting on what a waste of, you know, this beautiful love and all that's gone to waste, and all the time, all that was invested in this beautiful connection was just thrown out like garbage, you know. And so there's this huge sense of regret and remorse, whether this is the person that is to blame, you know, for wasting that love and throwing it out, or whether it's the one that had that, you know, the person who had it happen to them. It could go either way. But the important message that comes with the Five of Cups is always that, you know, don't be so consumed, you know, in your sadness that you neglect to realize, you know, what still is around you, you know, the blessings that are still there in this connection. And if it's not in this connection, in another connection, because the Five of Cups always has the 2 cups. There's always those 2 cups that are still standing and full of love. So there's something to be salvaged in that connection. There's love that still remains. It just needs to be given, addressed in the right way, you know. It needs to be given the proper effort and time and treated in a way that is in line with whatever damaged the situation to begin with, you know, something that, you know, corresponds with that. It has to be handled in a way that that measures up to that, you know. It can't be any small, trivial efforts. It's got to be something that matches, you know, what was done wrong to begin with. So that's always important to remember. And if it's not, you know, with the person, you know, that you experienced the loss with, then this is the universe telling you that there is love out there. You know, there's 2 more cups. Don't lose sight of that. Don't get so consumed in the sadness that you miss out on what's around you and available. There is love available to you and all around you. You just have to look around. So that's here with the Magician. So I really feel that whoever is manifesting, you know, and putting all their energy and their intent in manifesting something is the person that is regretting what they've done in the past. They are trying to manifest a solution. They're trying to manifest essentially fixing all the damage that they've caused and the love that they've wasted and just the damage to the relationship. So whether that was you, Gemini, or the person you're involved with, that's what's happening here. And that was also clarified by the King of Pentacles. So this could indicate that, you know, possibly there's another character in your life. It could be an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But I feel this is more the magic, essentially, that this person is trying to use to fix the issue. They realize that, you know, this is the person that was in this energy. You know, this is the one who did the damage here. And I think that person is starting to realize in the present moment that, you know, again, it's like I was saying with the Five of Cups, the only way that you could possibly, you know, fix something as horrible as the Seven of Swords energy and the damage that gets done with that kind of energy you know, it basically takes a miracle, and this would be it right here. It would be getting into the King of Pentacles energy. That's the only thing that could fix something like that, because this is an energy that is, this is real, solid. This is somebody that you can rely on. This is somebody who's in a high vibration. This is somebody who, you know, has honor in their word, someone you can trust. This is somebody who only builds strong foundations. And this is a loyal person. So basically, this is, I honestly feel like this person is realizing that to fix things with you, Gemini, they have to get into this energy that is basically a 180 from where they were at before. And that's the only hope that they have of you know, of some miracle happening where they could fix the mess that they created, you know, that they're so regretful for. They have to essentially just completely evolve and quickly into a person that actually has integrity, you know, into somebody who can be trusted. So that also, let's see, we also had this come up in the current energy. So again, lots of mixed messages going on here. So there may have been a lot of back and forth energy even happening in this current moment, Gemini. So this is not a very easy energy. I mean, you may be in a situation that feels very hot and cold, or this could be due to the fact that there's, you know, more people involved. But the Knight of Wands came up in the current energy, which again, we had that already show up, clarifying the Seven of Swords. But I feel here, you know, this is speaking more to the fact, I feel that somebody's just really in this passionate energy. I'm trying to see this in the best light. I really hope that it's not this person that's just rushing in and trying to play you again and be a player. I do see some hope here, because I feel that this may just be speaking to the fact that they feel very passionate about you. You know, they feel a very strong sexual attraction towards you, and just a lot of desire to be with you. And that was clarified by the Fool card and the Ace of Cups. And that's what's giving me hope, you know, with that card. You know, maybe just speaking to the passion they have, and not so much that they're out to play a game on you again, you know, that they're going to disappear again. I don't think that that's the case. With the Fool card showing up, though, this is talking about this person wanting to wipe the slate clean, essentially, between the two of you, you know, and they want this, they want to start all over, you know, without any burden or stress. And they're making you this beautiful offer here with the Ace of Cups. So this is somebody who feels an immense amount of love for you. They just have this abundant, overflowing love. And they see this potential to reach their Ten of Cups with you one day and have that ultimate emotional fulfillment. And that's what they're hoping for. They're making you this offer right now in this current energy to just, you know, it's kind of like they're pleading with you, just please, can we forget everything that happened in the past and just start anew, you know? And just to have fun. The Fool energy is very carefree, lighthearted, and fun. They don't want any of the drama, stress, or baggage. I don't know how you're going to feel about that. That may be somewhat difficult for you to accept if you're still feeling hurt or betrayed from any actions in the past, but I do see that offer coming in, and I do feel that it may very well be sincere, because of the fact that, you know, it's the Ace of Cups there. And I do, you know, again, I feel that this is them. Whoever was in this Seven of Swords energy, you know, they're here trying to do a 180 for you to get into this reliable, stable energy where they can offer you this beautiful, long-lasting future that you can count on, that you can, they want to be your rock, someone that you can lean on. And they're doing it because they feel so much regret. So they're putting all their focus and intent to manifest that. I feel that this is them again, expressing all their love and passion for you, and trying to entice you to jump into this new beginning with them. So that's, a really positive turn. But again, it leaves us with this question of the central issue here, which is somebody being torn between two energies. What it could be is that it could be, Gemini, that you may have this person that was in the Seven of Swords energy coming back to try to right the wrongs with you, essentially. And it may be that you now have another love interest that has you kind of, feeling torn and pulled in two different directions. And so it may have you somewhat guarded against that person from the past, not trusting them. Or it could be that this, again, is the person from the past, and all of this is maybe happening very quickly, where they're quickly going from this state of being blocked off, refusing to see the truth, not making a decision, to suddenly, Two of Wands, realizing what their heart wants, and now going after it, which would be you here. But it came with a lot of, again, a lot of stress. It wasn't an easy decision because, I think they felt that you were going to be very guarded after everything they did, and I think they were afraid and hesitant because of that. So moving into the future, what we have here for the most likely outcome in the near future is we have I'm trying to figure out where I want to start here in this future energy. Let me just go ahead and start here. The Page of Wands. This came out in the main spread. And this is a card of, basically, I feel it's the same person. And this is them in this same kind of energy right here. This is like the perfect synopsis kind of the Page of Wands. It's a mix of these two energies. It's very fun, flirty, passionate. This could be a lot of like sexy communication going back and forth between the two of you, but it's really exciting, and it's very lighthearted. There's nothing heavy about that. This person really wants to keep things, in a lighthearted, fun, free-spirited kind of energy. I think that's what they're dreading the most here. They're really not wanting to face the consequences of their actions, which would be, understandably heavy. They're not wanting to deal with that. They're hoping that they can, get off scot-free, essentially, without having to pay any price. They just want to start with a clean slate and, have this, basically hit the reset button with you, and just have fun and have this flirty, passionate, fun, exciting energy like nothing ever happened. And that may work for you. I mean, it all depends on where your heart is at. Only you're going to know if that's something that feels right in your heart. So there's nothing wrong with that if it does feel right, That's actually better for you if it does. It'll be a much easier path to walk. So again, I feel this is them, and they're still moving forward with that, with their efforts and trying to kind of seduce you back into their life, so to speak. But I feel that they're coming in with a lot of clarity here. This is the Ace of Swords this is a card of truth and conviction. This is a card of somebody coming in with a lot of communication as well. But what's so beautiful about the Ace of Swords is that, this is all truthful communication. It's cutting through any illusions or lies that took place in the past, which is incredible after getting to set. I mean, you couldn't get a better card to follow up a Seven of Swords card, because this is exactly what you want. This is the only thing really that can cut through all the lies and illusions of that energy, so that this relationship can stand a chance of healing and being able to have, hope for a beautiful future together. And that's exactly what's happening. So that's great to see. And this also tells me that this person really has a lot of clarity about you being the one for them, Again, I feel with the Magician that also came out clarifying the Page of Wands, this to me is telling me once again that was that person there, and that this is what they were manifesting. They were manifesting you. But what was interesting is that we also had a third clarifier for the Page of Wands, and that was the Tower card. So, somehow, this situation that's taking place was a very shocking moment for one of you two. Either it was you, Gemini, that was really shocked by this, by them basically pouring their heart out to you and finally giving you so much clarity and truth. I think that may have been a shocking Tower moment for you. It was very unexpected. Or this could be that when they kind of had like a light bulb moment, it was almost like this, the word's slipping my mind right now, but it's just a moment of a realization, in a sense, that was like a light bulb moment, and it may have been very shocking to them. I mean, something may have taken place that just made it crystal clear to them that you're the one, and it may have hit them like a Tower moment, like very shocking. Maybe they always knew that they liked you and were attracted to you, but maybe they didn't, being in this torn energy here with the Two of Swords and Two of Wands, maybe they didn't see beyond just a physical attraction, and maybe this realization, kind of hit them like a ton of bricks, but like in a positive way, So they put all their effort in trying to fix the big mess they created. And in the most likely outcome, near future, we also had the Six of Swords, which came out. And this is a card that speaks of leaving past troubles behind. It's leaving troubled waters, any drama, any issues, any conflict, to move on towards, a peaceful, harmonious future. And when I see it, this image, the classic image always has, this man in a boat, and he has these two people, that he's kind of ferrying away to a better future. So I really just get that feeling that that's them. That's them fixing their mess and kind of taking you off, to a better place after whatever they did to you. I mean, you're kind of hovered over there and covered up like you've been through hell, and they're there fixing what they did, getting you out of that situation. And that was clarified by the King of Cups and the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands once again. So this is all, really tying in here very clearly, very nicely. So let me see. What I feel here is that, this is your person. I feel very strongly that you are dealing with either a water sign, either Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or somebody who is in that energy, somebody who was, somebody who loves very deeply, somebody who's very emotional. This is usually a very creative person. somebody who is in that kind of energy, although in the past, they were clearly in a very low vibe. A water sign, when they're in a low vibe, they can be very emotionally abusive, emotionally manipulative. And so they've now done this 180 moving into the future, and they've moved into a higher vibration. They're now in this king energy, which is really beautiful to see. And this is them again, the Page of Wands, feeling all this desire for you, this fun, flirty passion, desire for an exciting new life with you moving forward. And it's a lot of communication too. The pages are always about communication and messengers, and the Page of Wands is again going to be fun, flirty communication. So I feel that you're going to be moving into that, into the future. So I think it's going to be very fun and exciting times for you with this person. I think you're going to shift very rapidly, kind of seamlessly. I get this is a very smooth energy for me. It's a nice transition out of negativity. I see, you see the calm waters there. So I feel like it's going to move from a pretty negative, stressful place into a really fun, lighthearted, flirty energy where you two are going to be talking a lot and having a great time in the near future. So we also had the Chariot come up in the near future for the most likely outcome. So again, you could be dealing with a Cancer, particularly with the King of Cups being here. This is a really strong indicator that you may be involved with a Cancer. But if not, it could just be symbolic of this relationship moving towards victory after this struggle, because not the Two of Swords, but the Chariot. This is another card that talks about being pulled in two different directions, kind of like the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, but this is a much more significant experience in a person's life, is what I want to say. Because this is, the two Sphinxes there, there's a black and a white one that talks about the human, duality that we all have inside us, from our light side, our higher consciousness essentially, and that other impulse that often pulls us in a different direction, which is, our shadow side, our lower impulses. And so, I feel this is really symbolic of that struggle that this person is going through right now. But what's really beautiful to see with the Chariot card is that, this card talks about having the strength and the willpower, the absolute definite ability to overcome those opposing impulses between your light side and your dark side, your shadow side and your higher consciousness. This is assured victory. When this card comes up, although you may be going through that struggle of being pulled in different directions, you will overcome it, and there will be victory in this situation with this card. So if you're not dealing with a Cancer, it could be, speaking to where this relationship is headed, which is towards victory. And that, the Chariot card was clarified by the Sun card, and it was clarified by the Emperor. So the Sun card is the card of Leo, and the Emperor is the card of Aries. So you could be dealing with either a Leo or an Aries as well. But if not, I see this as, the Chariot is headed directly towards the Sun. The Chariot's a card that speaks about moving forward with confidence and conviction. And the charioteer is always led by the guiding star. See, there's always a star at the top of his head, and this is what guides the charioteer. And and the sun is essentially just a star. So he's moving towards the sun, towards his star, and you know, again, if you're not dealing with the Leo, I feel what this is just saying is that this person sees you as their sun, as their star, you know. The sun is this is the happiest card in the tarot, you know. This is a card that talks about just immense fulfillment and joy and bliss, and it's so much happiness. It's light, it's clarity, it's illumination. It's a card that speaks of abundance, you know. So I feel, Gemini, that this person that you're with, they see all of this potential in you, and they feel that about you, you know. They feel that you're the one that brings them so much happiness. And there's no longer, you know, this shadowy, you know, like with the Two of Swords, they didn't know, there was so much doubt, you know, they were refusing to see the truth there. There's just such a difference in these energies, you know. They didn't know which way to go. And that's where they're at now, but where they're headed is here. You know, they're headed to a place of absolute clarity that you're the one they want. You know, it's totally illuminated. They see you as their happiness, and with the Emperor card, that also came up clarifying that. Where did that card go? Let's see, oh, here it is. This, to me, is just speaking to the fact of how much they are, how much they've ascended, you know, from where they were in the past, in that Seven of Swords, which is arguably the lowest vibe energy in the entire tarot. I mean, I would say the only one that compares is the Five of Swords. So they were just in the lowest of low energy, and it's really beautiful to see how they've grown and ascended here. And they did this essentially out of love for you, Gemini. They have such an overwhelming sense of love for you, this mutual love that was seen in the beginning with the Two of Cups. So that love has inspired them, you know, to rise up, to better themselves, to level up and ascend to the kind of person that's worthy of you, the kind of person that you deserve. And so with the Chariot card, you know, again, it speaks of a person that's moving forward with complete determination and conviction, and towards their happiness with the Sun card. And with the Emperor, it's just reinforcing that same message that they've now ascended to a person that is becoming more self-actualized. This is representative of the conviction that they feel in moving towards you. And they feel very self-empowered now. They're taking control of the situation to fix it between the two of you, to restore things and bring happiness. The Chariot's also a card of taking control of the situation. And the Emperor is a card that, you know, is all about having control over a situation. So that's what they've done here, you know. They've taken control out of a situation, or excuse me, they've taken control over a situation that got completely out of control in the past, you know, due to their lack of integrity, essentially. And they have raised their vibration, you know, become this person that's a 180 from who they used to be. And now they're living, you know, empowered, and they're pursuing their heart's desire with you. So that is an absolutely gorgeous outcome, Gemini. I'm really happy to see that for you. We're going to go ahead, though, and get one more message for you from the Moonology Oracle. Here we go. Okay, so your oracle card says, nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. So, that's nothing to worry about. What I see, that is clearly, I feel, speaking to this energy that this person is currently in, And again, energies can be reversed, so it could be you in this energy, Gemini, but I feel that that's meant to reassure you, The universe is letting you know. It sees you here in this deep, profound despair. You're in total mental turmoil and anguish. Likely both of you, the person making the decision too, it could just be them in this situation, but, I really feel it's both of you. So the universe is telling you, don't worry. If you feel they're being pulled away from you in the other direction, don't worry. Nothing is yet set in stone. It's the card of the mutable moon. So, the energy, even if you feel like it's going the other direction, I don't see that, here in the cards, So I see that, I see a lot of clarity coming in, shocking clarity. I see this King of Cups, getting this clarity about you and headed your way. A lot of conviction and victory there. So that oracle is to give you that peace of mind. Regardless of whatever the situation looks like in the moment, don't worry, it's not set in stone. So I hope that's helpful for you, Gemini. Those are all the messages that I have for you today. But for more information, please check out the description below. Stay tuned for some details about my personal readings. And until next time, thank you so much for your support.